Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with If I Could Only Choose One Work by the guy, it would have to be the thing. Well, the guy in this particular case is Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. And the thing is not perhaps what you'd expect. A bunch of you have chimed in saying, oh, Scheherazade, it's got to be Scheherazade. Well, it could be. It very well could be. Scheherazade is a screaming masterpiece and one of the most popular and brilliant orchestral works anyone ever wrote. But that's not the pick. The pick is an album. I'm using my get out of jail free card that I negotiated with the evil god Cankrazans, who told me in his horrifying apocalyptic dream scenario thing, where he said he was going to eliminate all classical music, but for one work by each composer. Or I said, but oh, great god Cankrazans, what if it's not one work? What if it's like a composer who has a terrific album of stuff dedicated to them? Can we do one album? And he said, well, okay. Because you got to negotiate with these gods. You always have to negotiate. And so that negotiation came out rather well. And so we can do either a work or an album. And an album can have multiple works. Yeah. But within limits. Because if we push it too hard and get like complete works boxes and things like that, it's not going to go. He's going to get annoyed. He's going to think we're taking advantage. And I don't want to take advantage, but I do. I really do. So the album in question is the Neeme Järvi Scottish National Orchestra 2 CD set of Rimsky-Korsakov opera suites on Chandos. That has got to be the pick. And the reasons are manifold. First of all, Rimsky-Korsakov was, first and foremost, a composer of operas. That's what he did. I mean, when you think about mature Rimsky-Korsakov orchestral works, there are only three, believe it or not. There is the Capriccio Espagnole, there's the Russian Easter Overture, and Scheherazade. And that's it. I mean, he also, wrote A Night on Bald Mountain. He reorchestrated, tons of stuff by Mussorgsky. And then there's a big pile of earlier things, the three symphonies, including Antar, and then a bunch of things, the Sinfonietta on Russian themes, and the Overture on Russian themes, and the other things on Russian themes, using lots of Russian themes. There's Sadko, which is fabulous, a tone poem. Some really great stuff. There really is, but it's earlier stuff, and I want something that fully encompasses what he did. And what he did was write operas. He wrote an entire repertoire of them. I mean, there's like more than a dozen of the suckers. They don't get performed here. Most of them are fairy tales. Most of them are to libretti or text by Pushkin, because everything in Russian has to be by Pushkin. And they're splendid works. And they're full of his most powerful and colorful and entertaining invention, gorgeous tunes, glittering orchestration. I mean, you just have to hear them. They don't get played that much anymore. It's like a crime. It's really a crime. And then this set came out, and it was, there were always individual, like Tsar Sultan suites and things like that popping around, but an actual multi-disc set dedicated to this music. On LPs, remember, it was a box with 3 LPs. And then it got condensed down to 2 CDs. But wow, and they're long. They're like 70 some odd minutes each. But wow, what a stunning collection it was, because the combination of Järvi with the Scottish National Orchestra was one of the most exciting things happening in music at the time. And they made some amazing recordings, all of which should be stuck in a box and issued separately, which is a whole other issue. And the sonics were amazing, and the orchestra sounded fabulous. My God, what a wonderful revelation it was to hear that music in a concentrated spot. So that's the pick. And what do you get? You get, let me see, I have it written down here because I can't remember all of it. There it is. You get the Overture to May Night, the suite from the Snow Maiden with, the dance of the junglers. Da 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 da. Oh, I love that. The suite from Mlada and the suite from Christmas Eve. That's the first batch. And then on the second disc, you get musical pictures from The Tale of Tsar Sultan with The Flight of the Bumblebee and the suite from The Invisible City of Kitesh, which may be Rimsky's operatic masterpiece. It's a glorious work. It's fabulous. And the suite from The Golden Cockerel. And there you go. I mean, it's just an amazing collection, and it's still available. I'm checking. I'm looking here on Amazon now. There it is. So yeah, for $22 for 2 discs. I mean, it's just essential Rimsky-Korsakov. And it has, and one of the things I've noticed these, by the way, the point here is if you know these composers well enough, the idea is to choose the work that best represents the composer, not necessarily your favorite. My favorite is the Russian Easter Overture. I mean, hands down. But it's too short and, because it's got the cool tam-tam part. But, it's not about you. This is about saving the best work of the composer for posterity. So distance yourself from your own pitiful and pathetic preferences. Note the alliteration. And choose the best work by the composer for the universe to savor. Here is one of those cases. I understand if you like Scheherazade better. I get it. But no, it has to be this collection of opera suites because you have the widest range of Rimsky's stylistics and melodic fecundity. And it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing music that is too little played and that really serves him best. And we want to serve the composer best because there may be nothing else. If we don't persuade Cancresans to change his evil intent. And this is one of those selections that ought to, because I can say to him, look at all this fabulous music and you can't hear Scheherazade. So there. We'll see what happens. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.